type of coaching and strategic planning is what helps leaders get to grow and turn around.
Yes, ma'am. 100%. Love to work with the high school too, but I'll be the first to say if you've got a lot of people in there trying to work, and more voices can really confuse it. So you do want to be very systematic in that.
Thank you. We didn't hear from Renee. And who else was on there?
Or Renee's.
I think Renee should support.
Okay.
She's the director of professional learning. She kind of helps make sure that dates are set and things like that
Okay.
for when consultants need to be here. But she's been integral in making all this work too.
Well, thank you for your presentation.
No,
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you all so much. Take good care.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Bye, Renee.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Now let's see, next.
All right, next up, we have Josh from the School of Innovation. He's gonna present, but before he comes up, I just wanna say publicly and
Yes.
give him kudos. Awesome first annual
Yes.
Newport School of Innovation graduation ceremony.
Yes.
They did an excellent
Thank
job.
you.
I told them, they set the bar high.
Yes, they did.
We kind of tough to beat that. So Josh, you're up.
And off topic, what was that song you played when they were passing out the roses?
It was by Miley Cyrus called The Climb.
Called the what?
The Climb is about struggles
I
and
know.
overcoming your struggles to be successful.
The Climb.
The Climb.
Okay. And I couldn't remember the name of the song, but I can remember the words. And it was just so fitting for those graduates and had us all in tears. Thank you. Very emotional.
Everybody was crying.
Very.
So you guys, you have my report and my update. There's a few add-ons or one add-on, and just I want to highlight a couple things. This is the best year for enrollment for us. We have 78 students enrolled. 6 of those are homeschooled. One of those homeschool students lives in Boston, Massachusetts. We do have students all over the counties. Southgate, Louisville, Erlanger, Kenton, Dayton, Covington, Campbell, Boone, and Bellevue. Out of the 20 graduates we had, we have 6 going to college, 4 going to the trades, and 10 that are undecided as of right now.
Wonderful.
And I was going to say something about the graduation, but this one. That's my report. I'll take any questions you have.
Well, I just want to say it's just good to see this is growing and taking off the way it is, because that's what we intended for it to be an alternative choice for students who cannot or are not able to learn in a traditional classroom setting. So opening this door to get this kind of response, I think is wonderful, because that's what we want to do is give students every opportunity to get their education. And so this is phenomenal, and I'm glad you chose and your team chose to celebrate them and give them their own graduation, because they are a different school. And so I thought it was, and turnout was amazing.
Yes, it was.
The staff and the parents and the community people that were there to support them was just amazing. So I thought it was really, really special, and looking forward to next year. But we made history, and someone took my program, because this, but this was history in Newport, and I think we need to have Pat do our art. What do you think, Aaron?
We did.
He did?
No, we did. I told you that guy that was there.
Oh, that's right, he
Yeah,
did
so
it.
He
Okay.
did not give it to Pat to have it published. I don't think that has happened. yet.
Okay, good, but he did, because he was there taking pictures.
Yeah, and I sent that to you. So you
Okay,
can see it.
and we
He
do
did a good
need
job.
those pictures to send to KSBA. Those are some of the pictures we want to send, yours, and did you send some?
Have you guys are moving into this building, right?
Yes, sir.
When's that gonna occur?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, all right.
Of course.
All right, well, that'll be a big change.
Yeah. And, oh man, that's gonna be wonderful, isn't it?
Be nice.
Lot more-
Central location, I think, like I said, my goal is, ultimate goal is to reach anywhere we can. So, I mean, like I said, we have a student in Louisville, so, and when it came time to test, they drove right up here and they tested, so.
Good. Very good. All right, well, any questions for us? Keep up the good work. Can't wait to take a tour of your once you've moved in. We, of course, will probably take a tour. We like taking tours of them.
Yes, sir.
I do have one question. Did the School of Innovation start in this building originally?
No, we started over on Park Avenue.
In the Brighton Center, we need space there. The board
Okay, so I
approved
thought
that.
Mr. Middleton had it set up upstairs someplace.
Mhm.
Nope.
Nope.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks.
Job, Josh.
Very good, very good. And next is new business. Okay, first is the capital funds. Request. The high school fencing and the blacktop for Newport primary. Any questions regarding that?
Courtyard fencing here,
No, it's the fencing at the high school.
what are we gonna do over there?
That project's actually already completed, so Jen, if you want to explain this.
We had some excess funds in the building fund, and now that we are a House Bill 568, we can utilize those funds outside of BG's, like, major projects. And so because we had some of those excess funds, these are two projects that were paid out of general fund, so we're requesting to use those excess building funds and save some general fund money here at the end of the year.
Perfect.
Great. Okay. Let's talk about these salary schedules. Let's see. Mr. Watts,
You got it, but I guess,
let's start with the certified salary schedule.
well, we're, and again, we asked, last time we met, we asked that you all approved a 4% increase, to the salary schedule for the teachers. We feel that we're comfortable with the 4%. Of course, we would have, always like to go more, but with 4%, we felt that would fit within the budget, and, we also gotta look forward to next year, because we're probably gonna have to do this again, so, this is just where we are now. We're all competing for the same teachers, we want to stay competitive, with the other districts around us, so this kind of keeps us where we were last year. We don't wanna drop.
So where are we as far as, with other districts? I know Campbell County did 6%.
Yeah, they did, and what we look at, again, we weren't trying to compete with the
I know,
percentages, we
but
were
I
just
mean,
looking
in
at
our,
the sales.
in our surrounding areas.
So with the sales, Kim and Hoover, did that keep us around number what?
We're around seven or eight, 7th or 8th in Northern Kentucky. 13. So also keep in mind that the Campbell County 6% raise, that really only gave like a 4.5% raise, and they're including the step increases in that 6%.
Okay,
So we are requesting a 4% raise plus their step. So ours is really it's really more than 4%
so
as well.
this proposal is 4% plus the step.
Yes, so 4% for certified and $1.50 an hour for classified plus whatever step it is and based on their cell and room.
Gotcha, so any idea ballpark what it would be with the step?
Maybe a little over, I mean, it varies depending, but probably an average of maybe 5%.
Okay, that's good.
I'd say that's probably a good, I haven't done the math. I can get a more accurate number a 6, 7, 8% raise, but really it's not that much. It's the percentage plus, they're including the step in that percentage, so it doesn't really tell the whole story.
I think it'd be good psychologically for our teachers too, if we could come up with those numbers and say we are giving, a raise equivalent to what they're giving or something even remotely close.
Right.
So, because I'm sure some of them feel like they're falling behind, and maybe the grass might be greener somewhere else.
Certainly greener in Ohio because they pay more over there, which is something that our governor has spoken about, our legislature has spoken about. It's impossible to keep up, we have.
Surrounding states have different
Yeah,
budget
we
guidelines.
can't compete with them. You know, we talked earlier in the year where we had, Mount Healthy lose all those, positions. And I think Tim interviewed a couple of them and, they were talking $15,000 difference. So
Same way,
you can't compete with that.
they make more over in Ohio than Kentucky.
That's what you,
No, I said nurses.
nurses, same thing?
There were, we have that, keep on going.
Okay, so the classified salary schedule, any questions regarding that? And you said it was like $1.50?
It's $1.50. I did choose to recommend a whole amount because 4% on some of the classified staff salaries was like 62 cents. And that's not equitable, fair for our classified staff. So that's why I went with just $1.50. There's a couple other districts that did it that way, and I was like, that makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
because the
So-
percentage is based on what you make.
Right, exactly, and so 62-cent raise, that's
That's insult.
embarrassing, and that's a slap in the face to our classified staff, so.
Thanks for that.
Very good, very good,
$1.50
very good.
across.
Yes,
Very
it's
good.
$1.50 across the board plus whatever step they would have.
Very good. Coming from a classified, former
Yes,
classified.
at last.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Okay, all righty, and then the proposed supplemental administrative salary schedule, so. What,
And again, we're on the index, and we got, I had Kim pull some of the surrounding districts as far as their indexes go. So, where are my notes here? Bellevue's on an index, Kent County, Boone, Campbell County.
so any of them use the stipend?
These are the ones on the index.
Okay,
That I'm calling out here. Campbell County's on the index, Boone County's on the index, Kent County's on the index, Fort Thomas is on the index, and Bellevue's on the index. And, the only one that we were higher than in, most categories is Bellevue. And looking at the others, we're actually lower than they are or similar when you look at the different positions. So, I feel we're right in line with everybody else around us, and we gotta stay competitive. Because, we look at our teacher salaries as well, so their teacher salaries are more, some of them more than ours, and their index is higher, so their administrators are still gonna make more. So when we have positions to fill, we gotta be careful that we're staying competitive with them also, or we won't get any administrators.
I noticed that there are 2 director of curriculum and federal programs grant clerk, which are vacant. I'd like to go ahead and strike those from our roles, if those roles are no longer applicable.
Well, we can do that. We didn't
well,
fill
the
those.
board needs to take action.
Right, I'm just saying, yeah, there's no problem, that's what I'm saying, there's no problem to do that, because we didn't fill those, and that saved us, I think, around $217,000 when we did.
And the community group, the education task force commented on our administrative salaries actually being lower, and you were able to attribute that to those 2 roles not being filled. So we are less top-heavy than we were before.
Yes.
Now those roles are not filled, so a good idea to go ahead and strike those. The other thing that I'd like to see is Mr. Watts complete a study to evaluate the pay options for administrative salaries, including our current index system, the prior system of stipends, and any other system permitted by the law, and which might be utilized for other school districts for administrative pay. And then also evaluate each administrative position and determine what pay should be commensurate with the amount of work, level of expertise, and any other factors that you might deem relevant. I just think that we need flexibility to hire and retain the best regardless of experience. And when I say that, I think about, folks that maybe maybe they have been in Ohio or they've been in a different state and they're not in our system. And let's say they have, 20 years of experience in a school district, but based on our table, they would still be just 1 year of experience because they're not in the Kentucky system. So I think that's something we should at least think about, and consider for the future.
Okay. But we've had a similar conversation, so I think it is something we need to research and make sure that, the salary schedule that we are using is, competitive, and can we be more creative in how we're doing that, and making sure that, that the index we're using is based on the expertise, the experience, and the impact they're having in their role. So just something I think, since it's a special meeting, we can't add this to the consent agenda item tonight, but definitely want to take those two things that Mr. Sutherland, I agree with the removing of positions, and I think we should be okay, because it falls under the salary schedule. Do you agree, Kim? Can we?
What was the last thing you said?
He wants to, remove I think we need to say that for the regular meeting, because this is a special meeting. He wants to remove 2 positions on the salary schedule.
That are not current filled.
They're not filled.
I mean, we can remove them, I could just remove them. You're not abolishing the positions, so you don't have to take board action. I can just take them off the salary schedule.
Okay, very
You
good.
were abolishing them and you were never gonna fill them ever again, and then that takes board action.
Okay, but since we're just removing them from the salary schedule, but, we don't want, I think the point is, we don't want them to be filled without board action. So that's the reason for the removal.
So since we are taking action on this particular thing, which is the salary schedule, can we strike those out of the salary schedule tonight? That's the question.
Yeah, because you're approving them, so.
Right, so yeah, so we wanna, we don't wanna, we wanna remove those positions. That's what it is. So we have to be specific that those positions are being removed from the salary schedule. Therefore, before, if Tony should find a need for it, he would have to come back to the board, and that position would have to be added to the salary schedule before it can be filled.
Correct.
All righty.
I have a question. I didn't hear which position he was naming.
It's on this.
It's Federal Grants Coordinator and Curriculum Director. So those roles, the duties of those roles have been absorbed by other administrative staff. I believe Darla took on some of those duties, also
Yeah,
Jennifer
sure.
Stewart, and then maybe even Katina Brown.
Right.
Maybe some others, I'm not sure.
And I believe the research he asked you to do, the target date is April 2025. Right.
Because in May, it's May 15th is like the deadline for
Right.
this stuff. I'd really like to get the info to the board prior to the deadline. That's gonna be.
We will be. We'll.
But yeah, I think it is a good thing to look at, and just to make sure that we remain competitive. And if there's some ways we can be creative, then I'd like to explore that. All right. Anything else? Let's see, what else is on here? any questions regarding the athletics, salary schedule?
I have a question about the assistants, say for example, under the high school football, it says assistants 19,500. Do we know how many assistants that is? Is that 1, 2, 3?
It's usually 5 or 6.
5 or 6,
They
okay.
just divide that up according
Okay.
to.
What I kind of figured.
It's not 19,000 per.
It is, I'm applying.
Say you want that job. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty, very good. And those guys work hard.
They do.
Don't do anything.
And these other, the proposed district-wide extra service salary schedule, is this, like, these are stipends, I guess. Like, for example,
Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at the proposed district-wide extra services salary table. So is this just based on the amount of extra time these individuals are using or are utilizing? Like, for example, like the drama coach is getting $5,000 on the schedule versus the choir and band director at Newport Intermediate School, Newport Primary School is $2,000. So I guess it's $1,000 each for those two. So how are we determining how much these guys make?
Well, the drama coach, of course, depends on how much work you're doing. You know, she does the plays and everything else that comes with that. So yeah, it's based on, you know, what
Level of activity.
roles and responsibilities and activities that they are required to do.
So what you would looking at first versus which other?
So like, let's see.
The NIS and NPS choir and band director each get $2,000.
Oh, they each get, so
Yes, they each get $2,000.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's.
That's why it's not separated, so like for the PLC leads, it has, 1,200 divided among 7 different people, but for the choir and band director, because it doesn't say 1,000 and 1,000, it's 2,000 per student.
I'm not seeing a high school band director on here. I see a high school assistant.
They're on an index with extra days.
Oh, okay. And it's because of the extra days.
Yes. The extra days and then the fact that they're at, games and outside of 8 to 3.
Yes.
So he's on an index.
I was at the intermediate school graduation and the number of students they have that are playing in the band, it's amazing. This is money well spent.
Yeah.
And he does a good job, and it's all
He does.
about getting the right people in those positions, and he's, and they're working together. He and the high school band director, do a good job collaborating and building that program. So hopefully those kids will stick with it, and, we'll see that.
Well, hopefully the band directors stick with it too. I want to make sure that we're compensating them in such a way that they feel.
And as activity increase, that's something we should look at. Because if he grows the program, it gets more activity, then we should look at it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because he's been here, this is his, third?
Second.
Seventh year?
Yeah.
Band director.
This would be dinner, he's going to do his 3rd year.
Third year?
The band was the first last year, and then we had 42 kids in band last year.
Okay, that's
And
what I,
in this school year.
that's what I thought. And because I remember the first time I saw him, and I was just so impressed, because the kids were so excited.
We started with choir, and then he moved to band.
Right.
Trying
And
to
he
get
has,
both.
and he has so much energy. He really gets into it, so.
Him and the high school band director are really close, so that helps.
Good. All right. Let's see, consolidate contract for Campbell County Imaginary Library.
Are there any changes to this Imagination Library contract?
The only change is, they're going from, and I say we, the board, so we've been all the superintendents, and we have, the library was keeping the money, and then when you keep the money, you have have to also have an audit, and then you have to pay for the audit. So this year, what they wanna do is have, the imaginary people with Dolly Parton keep the money, and then we don't have to have an audit anymore. Now, and I think it says in here, we're gonna keep about $1,000 in our account, just in case something happens and we have to go back to that, but, you know, that's what they wanna do now, and then you don't have to have an audit, and that saves us money.
Makes sense, it's probably less work too.
Yeah, yeah, so everything else is the same except that part,
Okay.
so that's why they wanted us to bring this and see if we can get that.
It's a great program, we get a book once a month for Leon, so
Good.
Yeah,
always
it's
fun to read.
good.
I need to sign Harmony up for that. Let me think about that. She needs a friend. Give her some books. Alrighty, so, any questions regarding any other consent agenda items?
It's much needed increase in salaries for everybody all around, I wish we could do more.
Yeah.
We gotta keep a close eye on this because we've gotta retain our valuable staff, teachers, our administrators.
Because I learned that, our staff oftentimes has to travel far to test kids. If they are, it's just amazing. So if they're with us 100 days, if I get this right, their test scores come to us, even if they leave. And so, where did you have to go to test the kids?
We had, well, I didn't go.
But who went?
It was the high school
They brought,
vice principal.
They brought them
yeah,
here.
they.
The arrangement was to go to Mercer County,
But they brought them
and they
here.
brought them here.
So we had to make arrangements to come. And then we had 2 over at the jail that had to go be tested. So, you know, they have to track these kids down and make sure, because if they don't take the test, we get a 0.
Crazy.
Yes. I thought that was pretty interesting, that we just don't know all the things our staff have to do to be compliant with state testing. And so sometimes it's good to get that out there, to let people know that these are some of the challenges that we face. Because a lot of these kids, we're not responsible, we're not involved in their education where we can take credit or should be penalized, but that's how it's done. But, you know, that's some of the challenges that you face when you have such a high transient population. Oftentimes, you're not testing the same kids. So the kids you tested in the spring may not necessarily be the kids you tested in. So that's some of the challenges that we face, but we continue to fight the good fight. All righty, I need a motion to approve consent agenda items 1, 2, and 3 with a correction for removing positions, the director of curriculum and the federal grant coordinator position. Be removed from the salary schedule.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved in second, all in favor? I need a motion to adjourn.
If I may, yeah. We were supposed to have a report, I thought, on the universal pre-K or something about pre-K.
We did not, I apologize, but because we had NWA, the salary schedule wasn't supposed to be on this meeting, so you can thank Aaron for that. So, we moved that because this was more important, and we had to get this done. So I did text Ken and apologize to him, that I forgot to tell him that the agenda had changed.
I do have one more thing I'd like to say too. A lot of us were at the intermediate school graduation this past week, and you know, my history here with education in Newport is there was an alumni mentoring program that was started a few years back now because a young student here in Newport came to me and said that all the students here in Newport realized that they could only go so far because they were from Newport. And the other day at the intermediate school, the children who came up there and their aspirations were read, none of them felt like they couldn't do what they wanted to do because they were from Newport. So I just want to say to the staff who's there and to the people who got them to this point and to the people who are going to get them to their futures, thank you so much, because this these things are important, and the kids encourage each other as they have these aspirations. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's involved in that. Thank you.
Yes, I missed this one, that was just so, because last year was just, and I agree, it was so phenomenal when we were there, we were reading those papers, and, you know, it's really very encouraging and exciting to see those students at that age be excited about their future. So kudos for getting them, you know, waving that carrot in front of them, because that's what this is all about, is getting them ready for the future. And the sooner we do that, the better. So thank you, Mr. Davis. All right, can I do the motion? Anybody else have any comments? I apologize. Any more comments? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Very good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, okay, just be a little bit inside.